I am Hans and this is my channel. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today we are going to be looking at some more of these mini amps that will drive a subwoofer. A long time ago, about a year and a half ago, I did a video on just the mini amps themselves with the left and right channel. I was really impressed with them. I actually have a bunch of them in my house running different speakers. But this is a different animal altogether because we are able to run a subwoofer, a powered subwoofer off of this one.
Let's go!
This is a disclaimer I'm going to put in every one of these videos really quick, just so that you guys understand that I understand you're not going to be able to tell exactly how these speakers sound, or not even close, to be honest with you, because you're just listening to the whole thing through my lavalier mic. I get that, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. If it sounds good, it sounds good. You'll be able to get the gist of it, but you're not going to be able to get any true audio sound. So just take my word for it. Thank you guys. The one that I showed you in the last video, you had to have a non-powered subwoofer to make it sound decent. And today we are going to go ahead and unbox this one. This is the Fosi Audio Hi-Fi Made Fun. So if you want to go check it out, it's on Amazon. I'll put the link down here below so you can see which one we're looking at today. And look at this. Look at this. This is pretty cool. So again, we have a 24-volt power supply in here. I'm going to go ahead and just use the power supply from the other one. And there should be an antenna. Here's an antenna so we can get our Bluetooth to connect. And this is the Fosi that we just did in the last video. And this one is running just these two treble and bass and volume. So treble and bass is really your only control other than the volume. This one has its own dedicated subwoofer EQ, which is actually really nice. And you've got sub volume, sub Q, treble bass, and volume. So this one actually is pretty nice on the inputs. You've got your left and right channel and your sub. So your sub could be plugged into one of these, or you could use the RCA to go out to the sub, which is what we're gonna do. And these things are very similar in size and everything else. It's weird, but this one is heavier. I wonder because it has to amplify the bass itself, that's why this one has more weight to it. This one's definitely lighter, so it's probably relying a lot on the amp on the subwoofer. Pretty basic. You got your left and your right channel, positive and negative. You've got your power, and then we've got the out for the sub. If you didn't have this kind of sub and you were running a non-powered, non-amplified sub, that's what these ones are for right here. Sorry, my cords are a little short, but that is what this one is here. And then you're able to connect in also an input here. So if you wanted to plug in a TV or stereo or whatever else you had, it will do that. So let's go ahead and turn it on. We should get some power here. I'm going to go ahead and go to my Bluetooth and try to connect to see how fast this thing will go. In 5, 4, 3, oh, there it is. 3 seconds. Pretty good. Maybe 4. I don't know. But we're connected now. We're good to go. So let's go ahead and play some music. And again, we're going to play this. I had some 80s music that had some 808s on it. So I just grabbed some music and made a quick mix so we could listen to a couple different songs and hear what it sounds like. I'm going to adjust some things as we're listening because I haven't really done anything yet. So I'll try to get it tuned into the way I like to listen to music. This microphone is not going to pick up what I'm hearing for sure, but I will definitely give you my true opinion of how this sounds to me, if it's good or if it's crap. So here we go. So I have everything almost all the way up. I can turn my subwoofer up more if I want to. It's about halfway up right now on the amp, but I have these two all the way up, and this is actually the EQ. You can actually turn down the amp a little bit from this. It's not adjusting that obviously, but you can actually turn it down if you're getting too much like of that really low milky bass and you want it to be sharper. So I have both of these turned all the way up. Treble and bass are probably pretty close. Yeah, both of them right in the middle. That's usually where I like things. And then I had this thing cranked all the way up. It did start clipping when it was all the way up, but once I turned it down just maybe like a quarter of an inch or less, it stopped clipping and it was sounding really, really good. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. This thing sounds amazing, and it's not, it gives you the ability with all of this adjustment that you can actually go in and really fine tune what you want your sound to sound like. So. So that was with my volume on my phone almost all the way up as well. See, I still have a lot of room actually. And this thing was cranked almost all the way up, and then the bass was cranked up all the way. I could have turned up the subwoofer more, but I don't think I needed to. It sounds really good like this. I'm impressed with this one. I'm really impressed with this one. I'm really, really impressed with this one. This is probably moving into second place. I still think this other Fosi Audio one that I had here in my first video, I think this was my favorite one. It just had kind of a, I don't know what it was. It was just kind of a cleaner, it wasn't crisper. It was just kind of like, it was almost like when you play a record versus like playing a digital audio file. Just kind of had something about it that kind of gave it a little bit more warmth. But it was still very crisp and sharp and bassy, and but this is definitely moving into my number 2 spot. I really like this. I think for the price, this one is really good. Fosi Audio. This is the TB30D. This is a 1.2 channel Bluetooth 5.0 power amplifier. So this one is an animal. I'm definitely impressed with this. So once I'm done with all of these videos, I'm gonna go ahead and do one video that's longer. We're gonna look at all of them all together, and I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on which one I like the best. But again, so far it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So I'll lay them all out and we'll go ahead and talk about each one of them. So that's gonna do it for the Fosi BT30D. And this one is an animal. I really like it a lot. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that bell button and you'll get notified for the next video. Hit that subscribe button. And if you didn't like it, go ahead and send it to your mom. Thank you so much for watching. You'll see me in the next video. Let's go!